I believe that we were born with specific gifts, that we are here on this planet, on this earth at this time to dive into, to share, to grow. Everybody has a little bit different gift. And within these gifts are all of these lessons and these hurdles, which are external, but there's also these internal lessons that we have to get through and we have to get to the other side so that these gifts can be shared. I could be totally wrong in this, so take it at face value. But if you think about the things that you're most passionate about, that you are naturally drawn to, and you think about sharing those gifts with the world, generally speaking, fear comes up. And fear can look differently based on our childhoods, based on where we live, our support system. But this fear that we have about being seen, about sharing our gifts, I believe are the things that we are meant to get over. So we share the gifts, we learn the lessons, and we learn more lessons and more lessons and more lessons. But what I'm realizing is that there's never an end point. So this whole climb to the mountain and you're going to have a beautiful view, I don't know if that actually exists. All I know from my own trajectory, my own path, is that it's the journey. It's not the view from the top. It's putting on your shoes and getting outside and starting the climb. It's refusing to give up when the climb gets hard, and sometimes that climb gets really lonely. And you keep doing it anyways. And along the way, along this journey that we are on, this one time I was kayaking with a friend, and the kayak trip started out fine. We start at one point and then we get out at another point. Randomly on this trip, at more towards the beginning, was this bottle of Sprite bobbing in the water, and it hadn't been opened yet, and it was just there. So I grabbed it, stuck it in my kayak, and carried on. Something happened on our kayak trip where we ended up not getting out at our destination. We got out further down, and we had to back paddle up the river. And that bottle of Sprite, because I didn't bring water with me, or maybe I brought water and I ran out. It was a fairly long kayaking trip. But that bottle of Sprite was so refreshing because it was still cold, and that little bit of sugar that was in it, it saved the day. And I do believe, just like in life, that we have things that guide us. And I was remembering that story along with another story of so I was a teen mom. I had kids really young at 16. And I've held on to a lot of guilt about being a young mom, making mistakes, doing young mom stuff that I wasn't a bad mom, I was just young. And I was reminded today that when you get past, so this is guilt. So when you get past the fear and you get past the guilt or whatever feeling you're going to feel, there's a feeling that's preventing you from happiness, from seeing the beauty, from whatever. So what I realized was today that I've been given these little gifts in life, but it's up to me to actually pick up those gifts, to acknowledge those gifts, and to see those gifts. Because if I am feeling a specific way, for instance, I'm feeling guilty because I wasn't as kind of a person to my children when I was young as I could be now. I didn't realize that I'd been given all these gifts of happiness and laughter and joy with my children, and that they are constantly, even at 27 years old, that they're constantly reminding me of all the joy and happiness that we had together. But I was refusing to see it because whenever they would bring up something that was from the past, I would only feel guilt, remorse, sadness that I couldn't do a better job. But my kids didn't see it that way. And I was choosing not to see it that way. I was choosing to hold on to that guilt and that pain and remorse instead of realizing that my kids had They had a great childhood. Maybe not great. I'm still not completely healed yet, but that they have moments of joy that they remember, and that they love me so much and care about me so much that they want to share those moments with me. And to them, there is no guilt, shame, sadness in those moments. So I'm choosing, as I'm on this path, on this journey, to recognize, to open my eyes to seeing the beauty in the journey. I am understanding that there are hard times and there are always going to be things that stand in our way of our happiness, of our gifts, of our joy. But it's only up to us to let that go, to enjoy the moment, and to appreciate what we have, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I hope this helps somebody. I know it was a little random, but if it does, please like, comment, and share this. I would love to hear your journey. Thank you.